Hello and welcome to Pisces Moon Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Kate Leonard, and I'm excited to explore the stars with you. Hi everyone, and welcome to Eclipse Week. That is February 15th through February 21st. And oh wow, we have the eclipse on February 17th and Saturn and Neptune, that conjunction in Aries that I've been talking about forever, it goes exact on Friday the 20th. Now, I'm not going to talk about this time because I'm doing something new. Are you hearing me? I've been listening to you and I am going to try something new because I really want all of you to get what you need from this podcast. And selfishly, I really want the numbers to grow. So I'm hoping that I can feed two birds with one hand and change things up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the very short version of the general energy of this eclipse, and then I'm going to do sign by sign. Are you hearing me? I'm going to actually go through each and every sign and tell you where this is going to be landing for you in your charts. We have a solar eclipse, like I said, on the 17th, and it's in Aquarius. Now, keep in mind that a solar eclipse is a new moon eclipse. So in some ways, think of this as like a new moon on steroids. This is new beginnings, right? But new beginnings big time. And it's a solar eclipse. So this is going to have to do with all of us seeing things differently. So new beginnings because we see things differently. And what are we looking at? We're looking at the Aquarius area of our charts. Y'all, this is a big deal. This is the first eclipse on the Aquarius Leo axis. This is like a preview of what's coming for all of next year and I believe into 2028 as well. Okay, so this is the preview eclipse. So take it very seriously and know that the things I'm talking about are going to continue to unfold and get activated over the next little over a year. So here we go. So in general, now remember, I'm going to go through all the signs. So hang on. Aquarius is forward looking. So we've got all of this that I've been telling you guys about with this Neptune Saturn conjunction at 0 degrees Aries, the creation point, the God point, whatever you want to call it. We are really dismantling what's old. And remember, that goes exact on the 20th. We are dismantling what's old and we are creating our new world. We are never going back to the way things were. It's really up to us to invent our futures. Okay? So this eclipse is part of that picture. Aquarius is all about the future, looking ahead. And this is a new moon, new beginning. The same week that we've got that conjunction over in Aries. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you get where I'm going with all of this. This is really about manifesting the future world that we want and manifesting our lives the way we want them to be. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope it does, because that's kind of all I'm going to say about the general astrology. And now I'm going to get into all 12 signs. So here's what I suggest you do. The most accurate reading will come from you listening to your ascendant sign. That means your rising sign. We are our rising signs. If you don't know it, listen to your sun sign. Listen to your moon sign for a more internal, how this is going to be affecting emotions and our internal reality, okay? To get the most comprehensive picture, listen to your rising sign, sun sign, and moon sign. So with all of that said, let's get started. For Aries, sun, moon, or rising. This new moon is happening in your 11th house. Okay, so that's new beginnings around group identity, around your tribe. Yeah, the groups that you participate in the world. So how do you need to reimagine how you show up as a group member, right? Who do you want to be associated with? That's a big thing that's going on right now for you guys. Who do you want on your team? Who do you want in your tribe? What community or political or educational or career groups do you want to be a member of? It's a new moon, so what groups do you want to start? All right. So this is all about your community, your group identity, your friend group. Now, Mars is very near this eclipse for everybody. Okay. Mars is in the same house, very near this eclipse. And so expect that you might be divorcing some friends. Okay, you Aries rising people, expect that you might be divorcing some friends. Also true for all of us, Pluto's in the house. So we should all expect in the area of life where this is impacting us to be going through some pretty deep transformation. All right, moving right along for Taurus. Taurus, this is happening in your 10th house of career. Okay, so, and like I said, with Mars there, are you quitting a job? You might be quitting a job, let me tell you that. But if so, it's going to be right for you because this is happening during an eclipse. So this is a new beginning, looking to your future. Is what you're doing today what you want to be doing moving forward? Is it authentic? Does it feel authentic and like it's deeply a part of you? This is time to manifest the career that you actually want. Now, keep in mind, you guys, when I say this, this may be that you still have to work a day job while you're becoming, a best-selling novelist or whatever. That's okay, but you should be moving toward and manifesting that career that you really want. And yeah, I think there's going to actually be some rage quitting this week, if I'm going to be honest with you. And why wouldn't I be? Okay, for Gemini, you guys, this is hitting you in your 9th house. This is interesting. 9th house is foreign travel and foreign cultures. It's spirituality and it is higher education. It's publication as well, or publishing. So there's a lot to choose from there. Some of you are going to be going back to school. Some of you are going to be moving outside of the country. And please, can I go with you? Please, please, please take me. Some of you are going to be changing cultures in some way, like traveling abroad a lot, maybe unexpectedly. But I can actually see with this Mars there that some of you are going to be cutting ties with your home countries and moving abroad. I can see that happening. But like I said, some of you are going back to school. That might be for a certification, a workshop, another degree, all of those kinds of things. And it can also be a renewal of spirituality. We are really saying, like, what I've been doing as my spiritual practice either wasn't deep enough or wasn't right for me. Pluto's in the house, so it could very well be that you just decide that to move forward, you really want to deepen your spiritual practice. But it could be completely cutting ties with what you've been doing and going some new direction in that area of your life. All right, for Cancers, my goodness gracious, this is hitting in your 8th house. So one thing that always comes up around 8th house issues is this is joint finances. So this is debt, loans, mortgages, all of that kind of thing. But it's also money that comes in from spouses, investors, inheritance. So there may be some new beginning, some new opportunity where someone invests in your business, in your plan, whatever it is. With Mars there, you may just be deciding that moving into the future, you are not taking debt with you. So you're going to cut what you need to cut in order to become debt-free. But on another level, the 8th house rules trauma and fear. And so with Mars there, you may be like, you know what? I've been too timid. I had some early trauma in my life and I've held myself back. I've been afraid to really build the future that I want. And I am rejecting that. I am not going to live in fear anymore. I am going to do what it takes, whether that's therapy, spiritual healing, whatever it might be. I'm going to do what it takes to break free of old traumas and old fears because I am moving boldly into the future. Remember, we've got Saturn, Neptune at that God point in Aries. Aries asks you to be authentic and bold. Mars rules Aries, and it's there with the eclipse. So releasing fears, releasing old traumas so that you can move boldly into your future. Okay, moving on. We've got Leo. And Leo, I think you're going to love this a lot, or at least some of you are going to. This is happening in your 7th house of primary relationships. Now, let's remember, this is the house of romantic relationships, marriage, our life partners, and all of that. But it actually can be any primary one-on-one relationship. So if you're not in like a romantic thing and you have no interest in getting into one or whatever, this could be a business partner, a creative partner, anybody who's like a really profoundly significant one-on-one partner. You might find, okay, so whether it's creative, professional, romantic, some of y'all are going to find new relationships. And with Mars there, expect them to be passionate. But also with Mars there, you might have to break up to do this new thing. The other way you could look at this is you may have to break up with somebody who you know good and well is not good and well for you. And you finally see, maybe because of that jerk who hasn't been good for you, you finally see what you want in a relationship, and now you are going to manifest that right kind of partner. But something new, if you're already partnered up, this will be a new phase, like cutting ties with some old part of the relationship and reinvigorating it. With Mars there, though, it may also just be bringing new passion into an existing relationship. All right. So I think you guys are going to be doing okay one way or another. Now for Virgos, this is happening in your 6th house. The 6th house is primarily, I think of it as physical health. And I especially think of it this way because the moon signifies the body. Other things do too, like the 1st house and whatever, but the moon is one of the planets that represents our physical body. It's in the house of physical health. So this may be that you're really understanding that you need to step it up, right? Moving into the future, you're not going there weak. You're not going there sick. You're not going there with all kinds of medications or whatever it is, but you're going to let go of something and really start a new commitment to your health so that you can be physically strong as you move into the future. The other thing that the 6th house is pets. So a lot of you may be getting a new pet, but the bigger issue is the structure of our day-to-day work life. So you may find that you want a different kind of environment to work in, or you've been working in a way that has been very regimented and you want more flexibility, something like that, but some sort of renewal and new way in how you structure your day-to-day work. But I promise you, for a lot of you, this is going to have to do with health, okay? Libras, this is happening in your 5th house of children, leisure, fun, activities, romance, aka sex, really, in the 5th house, and creativity. So this is all things creative. The reason children and art both go in the 5th house is they involve that spark of creation. Where does that happen? In the sex act, right? So sex, children, art, creativity of all kinds. All right. So this is really, again, the moon is the body. So will some of you be getting pregnant? Absolutely, you will. Okay. So if you don't want to, you better be doing all the stuff you need to do, Libra, so that it doesn't happen, because it could happen. New beginnings, get it, baby? You see where I'm going, yeah? For the rest of you, this is a new vision in your art, new inspiration in your art, a new commitment to yourself that you are going to take more time to just freaking have fun. This could involve new sexual partners. Mars has everything to do with, well, the boy stuff. But whether a boy or girl, or like the boy or girl stuff, it's sexual passion, right? So it could be some new sexual partners coming along. Now for Scorpio, this is happening in home and family. And so I really think a lot of you are going to be moving or planning where you want to move, getting a new vision of how you want your home to be. So if you're not moving, this could really involve like a restructuring of your living space so that you're like, you know what, this furniture has never suited me. I want a futon instead of a big tall bed, or whatever, you know what I mean? It could be like, I want an art studio in my house. I want a sewing room, whatever it is, some kind of restructuring around, or a new vision. Think new vision around the home and family. This could be new family members moving in with you or moving out, different things like that, but a real restructuring. Okay, for Sagittarius, this is happening in your third house of communication. So, new writing projects, new things like podcasting, YouTubing, all of that, anything that gets your message out. It could be something as simple as a new journaling practice that really opens up your inner world for you. This also involves teaching, and in the third house, it could really be teaching K through 12. So if you've been wanting to go get your teaching credential, things like that, or going and making substitute teaching a kind of side hustle, it could definitely be that. But I think more it's going to be working on the message that you want to communicate as you're moving into the future. So you may find your focus changing. Like if you've been podcasting about health and fitness, you may find that you want to move that over and, I don't know, podcast about literature. I'm not, it will just be moving into the future. I want to change up my message. Does that make sense? You may also be working on your style of communication and recognizing that you can be more effective moving into the future. All right, Capricorns, you are next, and this is hitting you in the second house of money. So these are new ideas and a new passion around how you're going to make your money. This is different from the eighth house. This is you, your money, how you make your money, right? This is not investors. This is not spousal, communal money, inheritance. It's not that. It's new ideas for how you're going to make money. And also, I would say how you're going to manage your money. So you may find that with Pluto there, you find that you need to build a base of power by managing your money differently so that you feel very secure, if that makes sense. But I think with Mars there, you're really going to have a lot of passion behind this. You're probably going to be cutting out some spending. This may be, I know a lot of people right now, especially Capricorns, people with heavy Capricorn placement, are doing like no spend years, 1 year out of debt programs, things like that. But this is, how do I want to move forward in a new way as far as my money, my finances, my own personal net worth goes. Does that make sense? All right, Aquarius. This is happening in your first house. So that's you. We are our rising signs. That's what we're born into. That's who we are. And this is happening in your house of you. And so what does that mean? This is going to be a giant year of transformation for you. Just you are going to renew in some ways. In some ways, I want you to think of this as like the chrysalis getting ready to open into the butterfly, right? That's what this year is for you. You may find that you change your clothing style, your hairstyle, like really literal like that, but it's going to go deep as well. You'll change your clothing style because you realize that you've entered a new phase and that old clothing style doesn't fit you anymore. Pluto is deep transformation. This is you becoming the butterfly that you should be for the next period of your life. It's huge. And finally, we get to Pisces. And Pisces, this is interesting because it's happening in your 12th house. The 12th house is what we do behind the scenes. It's isolation and solitude. It's rest. It's also mental health. So this is going to be a renewal that you work on internally, maybe some kinds of planning, life planning, and that kind of thing that you're doing behind the scenes that maybe you don't even share with other people. And this could very well have to do with getting into or back into therapy or changing what kind of therapy you do, what kind of mental health wellness practices you engage in. But whatever this is deep subconscious work, but it's also just working on your life behind the scenes. You may find that you're really drawn to journaling because you just want to explore deeper, but it's a personal exploration. I would say during this period until you kind of find your way out the other end, and I don't think that's going to be this year for any of us, I do think that you make sure you're getting enough rest. Watch your sleep patterns and your sleep hygiene and all of that kind of stuff, okay? Take care of yourself that way. All right, so those are the 12 signs. I hope you guys like this, but please let me know, okay? I'm only doing this sign by sign thing because I keep getting feedback that would be more helpful to you. So I'm kind of torn about which style podcast I like better. And ideally, I will do 2 a week at some point in the future, but I'm not there yet. So let me know. Please reach out to me. You all know how to get me. My contact information is down in the show notes. You can find me on Substack. You can Google me. All right, please let me know. Because if you like it better the other way, I'm happy to do it that way. I just want to give you the information that'll be most helpful to you. All right. So please get in touch. And as always, thank you so much for listening. And yeah, I'm looking forward to your feedback. And as always, until next week, go out and seize the energies of the stars. This is my wish for you always. And boy, what a week, right? See you on the other side. Bye.